Oh, he just went low. He's in his head. He's in his head. He's open. His head wide open. Cracked open in the face.
And welcome back everybody to Sonic Forces. This will probably be the last episode before the extra stuff, and we're heading into Final Judgment, which is the last dual stage that we get to play as, the Avatar and Modern Sonic. I remember trying to get all the red rings in this stage. Fuck this stage. Yeah, those saws will actually kill you. Like, I've already run into them twice. First time I'd forgotten. Second time I was being a dumbass because I didn't realize. This music track, I will say, is not the best. See, I don't know whether that was supposed to activate properly, but for some reason that just activated on its own. This music track is okay. I wouldn't say that it's the best music track in this game. I pressed R1 to dodge right, to quick step right, and it didn't work. I guess, okay, I'm gonna try left. I'm gonna try left again. Either that or take off the boost. I'm pressing the buttons and it's not doing a damn thing. Like, I'm serious, I'm pressing the quick step button. God, I gotta really press down on that. I gotta really press down on that button, don't I?
This is where Eggman built Infinite. It's so sad. What a lonely place to be brought into the world.
Yeah, you gotta kind of boost through that section. And retry again. Oh boy. This last sequence is actually crashing right down. I'm pressing the button and it's not doing anything. I missed the goddamn red ring. Thank God I boosted.
This is where Eggman built Infinite. It's so sad. What a lonely place to be brought into the world. The reactor is close. Hurry! You're on it. Here goes.
I'd rather take the hit than die.
Well, I'll be. They made it. They actually made it. You're a little breather right about now.
So we have the Hover Wisp. What I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to use this thing. So now we have the Phantom Ruby tubes. At least we're keeping up with the lasers. Oh, we technically died in that sequence. We technically died because we didn't have any rings, but since I've been yeah, we gotta keep getting rings because I think this sequence I think we can die if we don't have enough boost. But I found a glitch in the system. It's okay, because apparently I hit the last test tube and broke it while the laser hit me, so I technically died because I had no rings. But I technically won the level because I broke the other test tube, so it was to go into the next sequence. So, yeah, if you're questioning why that happened, I don't know. Just luck, I guess. Top hat. Yeah. No, I'd rather like top hat though. But yeah, this is pretty much endgame because this is the final boss. And I know it shows Classic Sonic, but yeah, surprise, we get to play as Classic Sonic in the final boss fight as well. But what about Modern Sonic? Well, we'll just have to find out, won't we? It's been a long time coming. Really, it hasn't felt like I've played this game for that long, and it's not really that long either. What am I going to go with? Let's go with Burst. Why not? Did I go into my missions? Yes, I did. Okay. But yeah, it's now against the Death Egg Robot. Okay, there's another callback to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Generations and everything. And stuck the landing.
Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won! Come on, now what? Can we ever just win and have that be the end of it?
Look!
Gotcha! The fortress reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps the trump card hidden until the end.
Like the echoing effect.
What?
How can there be so many? Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos, Infinite. Thousands of them.
What have you done?
I nearly incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable ruby?
A good deduction, Jake. This Death Egg robot has... No, I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form. You will be crushed by...
So, even though it's a Death Egg robot, it doesn't really look like one.
Just as I planned.
Your plan will end like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile of busted robot parts wondering how you failed so badly. Let's get him.
The delivery of that line, at the end of that line, is kind of weird, but kind of funny at the same time. Like, I like the snarkiness of it, but it kind of doesn't sound right. So yeah, so I do like this boss. It's not that bad from playing it, because I've played it a couple of times.
Overclocking the Phantom Ruby. That's insane.
We're ready to damage it now.
You're our last chance. Give it your all, Sonic. You'll always be our shining hope.
But yeah, we have random squares that I don't know why. Okay, so these orbs, we can hit back into the thing, and we play a little bit of tennis. So it's a little bit like Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time, where we get to hit the orbs back. Ooh, playing a little bit with fire there, right on the edge. And I missed... How did I miss the orb? Okay, so let's get up on some safe ground. Okay, so the dome is kinda hurt. I didn't actually die in that first sequence, because I have died before. But this next sequence is probably the hardest part of the fight. And we get to play as, look, the Avatar. Now, you could use Asteroid as well, if you wanted. See, now it doesn't really look like you're doing much, but you're actually doing damage. It's just very minimal. Then again, the boss is huge, so, you know, the fact that it's... But I love the build-up of the music track. I think that that is great. Okay, so the flamethrower from burst can actually damage the missiles, which is good. Now I'm not sure if you could probably get crushed, I would assume, by the missile, by the hand. Not by the missiles, the hand. Ow. Actually, what am I doing the homing attack for? I've got burst. And I'm going around that ring. But yeah, we have more robots to worry about, but that's the reason why this sequence is the hardest part of the fight. Because after a while, Eggman just doesn't care and just goes and proceeds to kill you by hands. I don't know why I'm getting the asteroid capsules, because I'm not using asteroid. So yeah, so it's a little bit like the infinite boss fight. So if we stay away from the edges at the front, then we should be right. Yeah, so we didn't get enough damage. We got pretty close. I think this is what Asteroid is for the robots and the missiles. So yeah, so Eggman just gets pissed off and is like, fuck you. So it's 3 lasers and the fist attack. So let's get back to very common ground. And there we go. That's basically the second third of the fight. Wait, I said second third. Why did I say second third? Well, the boss is not really technically down for the count yet. I love phase 3. And this is the real Death Egg robot. That outer shell was basically just an outer shell. This is actually the Death Egg robot. And I love phase 3's theme. I love this guitar riff. Like, it is great. Now we also see, oh look, we've got Classic Sonic and the Avatar. So Somehow the classic Sonic has homing attack, so I guess Generations is technically canon. And the Avatar coming in clutch there with the rings. I love this theme. I think this is probably like the best. Ow. Getting rings and that's it. See now, there we go. Oh, now I got boost. Okay, what? What happened there? But yeah, I love this theme. I think this is probably like the best. This is one of the best themes of a final boss in Sonic. Really, the 3D Sonic games. And now I got a full boost. And really, yeah, the fight goes on pretty long, I will say.
There's nothing the three of us can't achieve together. Victory is ours for the taking. Triple boost.
So now we have triple boost instead of just double boost. So we're fighting with Classic Sonic and completely obliterates Eggman's Death Egg Robot. And that's it. We saved the world. And we have another Wispin. Why, I don't know. I think now we get the Void. So like I said, we do actually have the Void Wisp. I thought since Astro was in the game, we weren't going to get the Void Wisp. Then you get the Void Wisp for the final boss. Why? I don't know. It's like the Hover Wisp. I don't get why we get the Hover Wisp after the last fight with Infinite, because we don't. Because even though we technically have an Avatar stage, we don't really. And the frame rate kind of dropped there. But I don't get why we get the Void Wisp after the final boss of the game. So that's just a random coding putting together all sorts of different avatar pieces together to make the avatars.
I guess this is goodbye. Get home safely, Sonic. And thanks for everything.
And now we're going back to a really, really good game. It's Sonic Mania again. But then technically it's Sonic Mania Adventures, I guess.
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again.
Oh no! This is set up for another crossover with Classic Sonic.
Eggman left this world in. And I'm not talking about those illusions he dreamed up for us. We need to fix the real world we all live in.
True that.
Come on.
Wouldn't
Let's go.
think Tails would say something like that, but anyway. But I like this song. And that's the game. That's Sonic Forces. So this song is called oh, hold on, let me think. I forgot the name of the song, god damn it. I can't remember the damn song's name, god damn it. Light of Hope. That's what it's called. The Light of Hope. It's actually what the song's name is. Fucking hell. But yeah, I think this is a nice somber piece to end the game with. It might be a little bit out of left field just because most of the other tracks in the game are a lot upbeat, especially a lot of the vocal stuff. But I think it's good. I don't think that this is like completely bad. But it kind of, like, I will say the song kind of did almost make me cry at the end of the game. It's just a somber song, I will say. But yeah, that's Sonic Forces really. Like, that's the whole game. It's not really that long, which, you know, in a retrospect can be kind of seen as a detriment. But if you look at games like Colors, Generations, little bit of Lost World, if you know what you're doing in that game. They're not very long games at all. I will say, like, the Boost games, apart from Unleashed, because, well, Unleashed has got a lot of stages and stuff, and a lot of metal collecting, and the Werehog, I should say, as well, that adds to the time in the game. But it's not really that long. I think Colors is longer than this game, and I think Generations is pretty close to this length as well. I don't think that's a bad thing, because, you know, having a long Sonic game that is not really that great would suck. So it being a somewhat good game, some people don't really like this game. I will say I personally like the game, but that's my opinion. I did get stressed out at the end, as you guys would have heard, and that's really to some of the end songs. Sorry, not the end songs. The end level, like the last couple of levels in the game. Like, they're not really well designed. Like, they're hard just to be a hard level. They're not really hard to be thought out with, like, actual platforming properly and that sort of thing. But I will say, for the most part, Sonic Forces isn't actually that bad. There are, like, the story isn't that bad either. I know a lot of people don't really like the story. There's moments that I don't like in this story, but there's a lot of other moments, and realistically, the overall plot is kind of, you know, just basic and kind of generic, you could say. But there are moments in the story that I absolutely really like. And then there's some stuff that I don't like in the game. Like, there's moments, there's stages that I don't like. Like most, and even like music tracks, like most of the classic Sonic stuff, I would say, like Ghost Town, the Ghost Town stage, like classic Sonic's first stage, is pretty good on the music track. The Egg Dragoon and Sonic 1 boss theme, like playing against Dr. Eggman, that's kind of a good song in some ways, and like the final boss phase 1 music is good as well, but the rest for the classic Sonic really sucks, and it really goes to show that classic Sonic was kind of like a last minute addition, it feels like, in a way, because he's not really involved too much in the story. Like, if you go through this whole playthrough and see like all the story and that sort of thing, he's there in moments, but he's not really there in the overall plot, like, at all. He's kind of forgotten. You know, like, he sees, you know, like, Sonic, like, Eggman and Infinite talking and that sort of thing, but he doesn't really do much in the story. Which is kind of disappointing, considering that Generations did pretty well with classic Sonic, even though he was a mute. So to see him here, you know, probably 6 years later, and is kind of mediocre. It's kind of a bad thing. So now we have the main theme playing, which is Fist Bump, which I think is a good song. It's kind of cheesy in its own way, which I think is good for Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think it's necessarily that bad, because it's cheesy, but it's like Sonic cheese, which I think is really, which sounds really gross, to be honest, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog cheesy, so I don't mind it. Some of the Sonic modern Sonic songs are pretty good. I wouldn't say every one of them hits the mark, but a lot of them do. I do like things like Sunset Heights is a good song. Network Terminal is also a nice song. Both sections of it, because there's 2 music tracks in that stage. Yeah, there's a few other songs in there. I think I was going to say Iron Fortress was alright. Mortar Canyon, I believe it's called. The Eggman Empire stage for Modern Sonic, I think is also another good song. The dual stages, I think, is a nice concept, and there's only a few in the game, but I think that you can use the Avatar and Modern Sonic pretty well as a duo. I don't know whether this sets up for like a Sonic Heroes game again as the next, main platforming 3D game because of the duo sequence. I don't know whether they just did that just because they felt like, oh, that's just something that we should do, or it's testing for a game like maybe something like Sonic Heroes 2 or something like that. I don't know, but it controls really well. I don't mind it too much. I think most of the dual stages are actually. I think all of them are actually. I think it's probably the best part of the game. Is that it's pretty consistent with all the other stages. Like, it's nothing too spectacular, but all the stages are pretty good. They're not really. They don't have a real too much of a problem. I'd say Final Judgment may be the one that's not really that great, because Null Spaces is short, but it has some good moments, and Arsenal Fortress, I think, is also the first one that you get with the dual stage is pretty good as well. And the Avatar as a concept, I don't think is a bad thing. I think dressing up and unlocking stuff by stages for the Avatar is kind of good. I wish they had started you out with a little bit more to customize at the start of the game. But I think that the Avatar is actually a kind of like probably the best part of the game, I will say, because the music tracks, most of them, if not all of them, hit the mark really well. Most of the stages, if not all of them, I will say that there is 1 or maybe 2 stages that I don't like in the Avatar stuff. Is good, and it's pretty consistent. And I think that the Wispins are actually a nice addition. I don't think all of them are great, but most of them are pretty good. And the fact that you can use Wisp and Wispin weapons that interchangeably, you can, which is I think a nice fact. I don't think that's a bad decision either. But yeah, like ultimately, the Avatar just feels like probably the best part of the game, which is weird because that's the thing that everyone was freaking out about when the game was, and when it was announced that it was going to be a customizable character in the game. It was like, oh, this is going to be the worst thing in the world. And it actually really wasn't.
Finally, an end to this endless battle. Everyone can go back home and relax. There's no need for the resistance.
Hold on. There's still a lot we need to do. We're just getting started.
Huh? What, you're leaving us? There are others who need your help. Okay, I'm not gonna stop you.
Man, the first time I saw you stumbling around, I had no idea you could pull this thing together and see it to the end. I've changed my mind about you.
I knew you'd come through, rookie. Well, I guess you're not a rookie anymore.
You did good out there. It's not like you just waited till the last minute to come in and act all cool saving the day.
He's like, yeah, I did that.
And our resistance has come to a conclusion. We'll be friends forever. A single person cannot restore the entire world. We have to
Yeah,
work together
yeah, Donald Trump.
and make a diligent
And we're gonna get so many dislikes for that. But I was just making a joke. But yeah, basically Avatar's just saying bye.
Taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.
He's like, ow, Sonic, you hurt my hand. And there goes the Avatar. And we're probably not going to play as an Avatar again. Because this game apparently didn't do very good. So now you can create a new Avatar if you want. You don't have to, but you can. I have done it. And we got 100% back in the world. But yeah, that's Sonic Forces, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I had a lot of fun actually playing this game again. Yes, the last couple of stages did stress me out a little bit, I will say. But overall, I don't think that this game is bad. I think this is a good game, and like I said, I think there's a lot of things in this game that are really good. There's some parts that I don't absolutely like in the game as well. So it's pretty good, but not excellent, I will say. But that's just my opinion. I know a bunch of people hate this game, and all power to you if you do. You know, Mania, I will say, yes, it's still a better game than this, but I don't mind this game. You know, I don't mind this game existing. I think it's an okay platformer. Or at least, I think it's a pretty good platformer, but overall, I think it's an okay platformer. You know, that, you know, if we take everybody's feeling and reviews into account for this game, it's going to be at least mediocre, maybe an okay platformer. I think it's pretty good, but that's just me. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the main playthrough of Sonic Forces. When we return, we'll be doing some extra stuff, so we'll be going into episode Shadow, because I haven't actually played that yet at the time of this recording, and we're going into some of the secret stages as well. I'm just going to show off one version of each of the different secret stages. Even on my main playthrough, like I said, I don't think I've unlocked them all, so I'm going to at least show off one version of each of them, and that's it. You know, like, because most of them are just the same. It's just, you know, more, maybe like more advanced levels with each in particular. Like if I go down here, it's reverse blocks, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, so that's basically it. It gives you a little bit more gameplay for your buck, but it's not really that much time to write home about. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this LP of Sonic Forces and this episode of Sonic Forces. This has been Mario Man 2100. You guys have a great day or night, and of course, take care.